Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the Coal Scene. I'm Chris Hamilton and I'll be your host for today's program. We have a special program on tap today for a viewing audience, and we also have a very special guest. We have the state's First Lady, Joanne Tomlin, who will be joining us for the program to talk a little bit about higher education, life in the mansion, and some other things that are going on around the state. Madam First Lady, it's really a pleasure to have you taking time from your busy schedule to join us here today. Welcome to the Coal Scene. We look forward to spending the next half hour with you.
Thank you, Chris, and I'm so glad to be with you today.
Well, you've played a major role in a lot of the training and development of our miners in your capacity with Southern West Virginia Community and Technical College, and it's just a real pleasure to have you with us here on the show to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on around the state. We can talk about some of the programs underway at Southern, but first and foremost, and I do want to mention that not only do you serve as our First Lady, as West Virginia's First Lady, but in another capacity, you are also and you have been president of Southern West Virginia's Community and Technical College. So you have
almost 14 years.
For almost 14 years. So you have two hectic schedules going on that you have to juggle.
But it's fun.
Well, you seem to make it fun as you do the role of the First Lady. Which why don't we just start there and maybe share some of your thoughts about life in the mansion and also the role of the First Lady.
Well, I have to tell you that it is such an honor for me and also for the governor to serve our state. And he's been involved in politics for many years, as you know. But when you're in this position and finally reach this pinnacle of your life, none of it is taken for granted. And we appreciate it. We appreciate the opportunity to serve our state. So that part of it is just wonderful. It's an opportunity many people don't ever get to have, and I like to share it with everybody. The role of the First Lady has no job description, and I don't know of a job description anywhere in meeting all of the First Ladies across the country. So you kind of make that job what you like and what you want to do and what your interests are. But the people at the mansion, they're wonderful. They take wonderful care of us. I have a great staff that work for me and that keep my schedule straight. I have a wonderful staff at the college, and those two staffs work together to keep my schedule straight. But it all works out. All in all, it all works out, because when you have good people working for you, your job is made easy. But the folks at the mansion are great, and the mansion is the people's house of West Virginia, so you always want to make sure that there's an opportunity for everybody else to see that house. Tours, they're going on all the time. Having dinners, receptions for visitors to our state, and it's just a great experience.
Well, let me just say that we're just so proud to have you and the governor represent us as well as you do.
Thank you.
And I hear that I get around throughout the state in my job, and I just hear that everywhere. You're just so visible, just so open, and and the leadership that the governor's providing on so many fronts is just so well appreciated, and you have to really point towards his mantra of West Virginia first.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just seems like everything that's going on in the governor's office and in your capacity, it just seems like West Virginia is always first. And I think there's a true, honest appreciation of that from everybody
we're sincere
around the
about
state.
that too, because we both love this state. He loves this state, and of course he's a history buff and he knows everything about the state, and you can hardly trick him on anything like that. But we want to show the rest of the country and the world that West Virginia is first, and we are first in so many ways. And our people need to realize how we are first in so many ways. So I think that's just a great great theme for us through our years here.
Well, it is, and like the governor, you're such a role model yourself.
Thank you.
I mean, well, you really are. As you indicated, you've been president of a major community and technical college in the heartland of a real active, intensive part of our energy industry, the coal industry, and to maintain that level of your professional life and to balance that with with the demands and all the requirements that's placed on you as our state's first lady is just phenomenal. And I'm sure younger ladies and little girls are looking up to you from just all over the state.
And I hope I can be a model, because women today, they can do all of it. They can have a career, they can be involved in politics, service clubs and organizations, whatever it is they do, they can do all of it. And I hope I can represent that to women across the state. But the governor plays a big part in that too, because when he decided to run for governor, my first question to him was, well, do you want me to continue my career? And of course, his answer was, of course I do. There was never a doubt in his mind. And we kind of work together. The things that we do integrate a lot together, so we have a lot of discussions about education, and we work as a team, and I hope the state sees us like that.
I think I clearly see that as being the case. And I know from spending a lot of time around the Capitol, you mentioned there's a lot of tours and different things going on at the mansion, and it's very visible, and just the openness of the governor's administration and your demeanor just really is special to watch.
We try to portray truly who we are, and we don't want to make any bones about it. We're just really down to earth people. People know we like to garden, we like to can food. We have an appreciation for the state, but we also have appreciation for our careers. So it's just sort of a mantra of things that we have over the years that, I hope that people see that at this point in time in our lives, because, we don't put any airs on. But who you see is who we are.
I know also, that we've been in a requiring election and campaigning around the state. There's been 2 years in special elections and the regular election, and I think there's been 4 counting the
There's
primaries.
been 4 in 18 months.
4 elections in 18
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
That had to be both very rigorous and demanding, but at the same time, it allowed you to get around the entire state.
Oh my goodness,
probably
yes.
on a couple occasions, but
We lost some sleep on many days, and probably we're the first governor and first lady that ever had to take anything like that on. 4 elections in 2 years, but you forget all of that when you are traveling the state, and you get an opportunity to go to towns that you probably would never visit in the course of your life. You get to meet people from those towns that have open arms, are so welcoming to you, want to show you all the good things that they're doing in their communities. And you get to really see the diversity of West Virginia, and you get to see the wonderful things that this state is doing and the hardworking people that we have in the state. You hear a lot of negative things about West Virginians, and we of course, like any place, have our challenges that we have to overcome. But when you see the people and their love of the state and their hard work, it's just an amazing experience.
I've always maintained that we have a little bit of everything here in the state.
We do.
As it relates to energy and coal production, I really feel and maintain that we are a real good example of how you can balance both a real involved, intensive energy state, while at the same time we have all these natural resources and people come from all over the country and world to participate
See our beauty.
in the beauty and recreation.
Recreation, right.
You know,
Absolutely.
they come not just in the winter to ski and all, but the summer is just filled with people from out of state and different parts of the country coming here to hike and horseback and
Oh, and
whitewater,
ATVs,
ATVs.
motorcycles, walking. I mean, the diversity of it is just amazing, you know, and zip lines.
mountain
and,
biking, zip lines. It
and,
just,
you know, and the Boy Scout Jamboree and the
Oh,
Boy Scout
it's-
camp is just going to enhance that ever, you know, much more.
which I have to say is also on reclaimed mine land.
Absolutely.
A big part of it is.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, the governor is from Logan County, which, and Southern West Virginia Community College is in the heart of the coal company, coal country. And, you know, we've grown up with coal in that part of the state, and we appreciate coal. The college is in coal country, and we want to support the coal industry any way we can, and we believe that the coal industry is going to be here for a long time to come. But yet West Virginia, all over West Virginia, we are diversifying, because we know moving forward in the future we'll have to do different things and diversify our economy. But coal is the backbone, and you know, the governor and I absolutely appreciate that from both our perspectives of what we do.
Well, the governor's role and involvement with the coal industry, you know, going back when he was Senate President Tomlin, and then Senator Tomlin, and perhaps even when he was Delegate Tomlin.
Right.
And his role and presence has been a little more visible on a statewide basis.
Right.
But you've also have played a very prominent role in your capacity as president of Southern West Virginia's Community and Technical
Yes.
College. I remember us talking.
You were involved probably 20 years ago when we started talking about what can we do to produce more individuals going into the mining industry in a variety of capacities, that people were retiring, and that, you know, we needed more people, young people going into the industry. So we had many of those discussions 20 years ago.
We had, and I tell people, and I was just always so amazed because you hear of the bureaucracy that we have sometimes in within the education system,
Right.
but you and Southern were so quick to apply and direct the resources to accommodate the needs of the industry at that time, because we found out that, hey, we're beginning to, you know, going back over a decade ago, all of a sudden we found out we were hiring people for the first time, and there were no facilities
Right.
or training infrastructures to make sure that those individuals had the right kind of preparation.
Right.
And you were just so quick to you know, to marshal your resources. It was just a matter of weeks. You know, we had a classroom, we had a trainer.
Absolutely. We applied for grant funds
Applied
and
for grant
went to
funds.
work. Right.
And so that was kind of the beginning, and companies were supportive and sending their
Yes.
people there to be trained. They were being trained, and then they were being hired, you know, out the backside.
Absolutely.
And so that started, you know, what now has become here. Fast forward, where we have the Academy
Right.
for Mine Safety and Mining Technologies. You know,
Right.
it's become not only a centerpiece of our industry in the southern part of the state, but I know people come from all over the country, and you've
They
had
do.
some visitors from foreign countries.
We have had,
the Academy.
absolutely. And, you know, we've diversified what we do. We started small. We started with your underground and surface mine training. We still do that. And then we had all of the mine disasters. Then we started more into the safety training aspects, the EMTM, all of those kind of things that revolve around that. And I'll have to tell you, the college just went through a comprehensive evaluation by our accrediting agency, the North Central Association. And when the visitors left, of course, they had an opportunity to visit the academy. When they left, you know, we're always working there just like everybody else, and we don't really think all the time of what people from the outside looking in say. But when they left, they said, this is absolutely a national model that people need to look at. And that made us very proud. And I think we're serving the industry well, and we keep adding more things to the academy and growing and training people. That it's really turned out to be something fabulous.
Well, if ever there was just an absolute realistic facility and training experience, it's what you've put together at Southern.
Well, thank you. And we have great instructors there. We have a great director who,
Carl does a great job, has done a very nice
tremendous job. He has a lot of connectivity to people in the industry. He's worked globally in his life, so he brought a lot to the table. But I think our faculty really set high expectations of everybody that comes there. And we probably train people who are new to the industry, but we also find ourselves training people in the industry, because after all the new safety regulations, came down and all the disasters, we're finding ourselves now doing a lot of training for people already in the industry. So we do a little, we do a
Experience
mix.
mining,
Absolutely,
especially some of the specialty areas.
Yeah, and we're expanding, that's all certifications and those kind of things. But we're actually expanding now over to the credit side of the house. So people who come to the academy and they take certifications, they can roll that over into credit. And we have a mine management program, which is almost 100% online. We've got 50 students in there right now, and
Wow.
you can pick that up at any time. We just got a National Science Foundation grant, which rarely is given to community colleges. But that grant will go over the next 3 years, and it will be for faculty who are in the science, technology, engineering, and mining areas to be taught how to teach those classes online, so that we can do more of that. That will also create a mine technology program for us. We have a survey technology program. We have electrical engineering technology. All those things that revolve around the industry, that students can now get credit and get management degrees, which there is a need in the mining industry for all of that kind of thing. So it's great.
We're in just a little bit of a period of austerity within the industry.
Right.
We we've lost there's several hundred miners furloughed, or some operations that have slowed down, and that's a result of a number of factors that converged concurrently here about a year or so ago. But when you look forward, we still have an aging workforce.
Yes, we do.
We're still, over the next decade, going to be replacing a high percentage of our existing miners, our mine managers, our engineers. And so, hopefully Southern will continue to play a role of preparing individuals, to backfill against what attrition's going to result in.
Right. For those entry kind of jobs, we play a big role. And, going forward in the future, all education is going to be important. It's not just going to be community college education, but I think community college education is going to end up being at the forefront, because most of the industry in the state and what we're looking toward in the future is going to require certifications or a 2-year degree or less. But that doesn't mean we want people to stop, because the mining industry needs engineers.
Right.
I mean, they need all those people too, but they need a workforce. So we've got to train everybody, no matter what level they are, to get into that workforce. So, hopefully going down into the future, Southern's going to continue to play a role in all of that, and we intend to do that. And just like the retiring miners now, all the other programs that we have at the institution, nursing, medical lab techs and surge techs, all those people are retiring also.
Yeah, I guess.
So they're looking to replenish their workforce too. So, hopefully the community colleges will play a big part in offering something for the future of the state that way.
I have often said, to the dismay of President Clemens in Morgantown,
and I love President
and our
Clemens,
friend President Kopp in Marshall. But I said, I think one of the more fertile recruiting grounds we have are within their schools, and these kids that find themselves in a 4, 5, 6, 7 year program that really doesn't have a job waiting for them at the other end.
Right.
And I relate back to those days, and frankly, there's a lot of kids that are somewhat lost. Second, third year of college,
Absolutely.
and if they had an opportunity to maybe step out and work in an industry like the coal industry for a year or two, make good money,
Absolutely.
kind of rethink their future.
Absolutely.
I think
you
it'd be
know.
a great opportunity for
Yeah.
for those
And community
for those
college,
students.
yeah, community colleges are more affordable,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, a lot of students don't think they can go to college, don't really know what they want to do. So it's a great start for someone, and then you know,
Plus-
hopefully we can push them on down.
Plus, you can, you could manage a full-time job while
Right.
attending a lot of the
Absolutely.
programs.
We have a lot of part-time people
Mhm.
who go to school at the community college. Absolutely.
And nothing wrong with that. And these kids, they think they're going to live to 150 anyway, so why not? Why
And they
not?
might, you know, they might. But they get good salaries when they come out with two-year career jobs. They really do. And then hopefully they'll go on and, you know, continue on and get a four-year degree. They'll know that they can do it. And, you know, WVU and Marshall and a lot of our four-year colleges around the state are trying to work with the community colleges, developing those articulations, those 2+2s. So somebody coming out of Southern with a mine technology degree or an engineering technology degree can transfer seamlessly to WVU and perhaps go on and get that four-year degree. Or they could go out in the workforce, as you say,
You know,
for a while.
when I first heard that, the 2+2 program a couple years ago, I mean, I thought that was really innovative. I thought that was really special. Where a person could go to like Southern for the first
Right,
couple years,
right.
get all the prerequisites, and then transfer for the remaining 2
Sure.
or 3 years.
Yeah.
Of the,
And a lot of times if people can't, if they're not mobile, they offer them totally online now. Most of the four-year universities and four-year colleges, you can get the next 2 years online. So, you know, if you have a job, you can do it online and get that four-year degree. There's so many ways to get education today that it's hard for somebody to say, I can't do it or pay for it.
You raise another valid point too about as it relates to manpower needs of the coal industry in particular. You know, everybody knows that the industry is looking for workers, but you know, I'm not sure the outside world is fully cognizant of the fact that we're going to need you know,
A lot
managers,
of workers. Oh, all the other pieces.
the technicians, accountants,
The business people, all of those things
So
are involved with coal mining.
they really are.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And all the work on the environmental and land reclamation side of the business here
Sure.
the past decades created just so many more, you know, jobs for technicians, foresters, people
gosh.
with landscaping
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah, well, we have the survey technology program, and the industry tells us everyone that you can put out will take.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, and that's what most people tell us. You know, they're in need. So we encourage anybody out there that it is not difficult. You know, you can get to a community college. We can help you pay your way. We can find, you know, some way for you to get it paid through financial aid or scholarships or some mechanism, and get you through there and you know, get you a good paying job.
The thing I noticed the last time I was down at the academy was that there were high school students
Aha.
from
Yes.
the Logan County high schools, and where the some of the orientation training was taking place within that technical career path within the high school.
Absolutely.
And that was amazing to see. I mean, you sit there and you see that and you say,
Yeah.
why hasn't this been going on for,
You really have
you
to
know,
wonder.
for the past
Absolutely.
20 years or so?
Absolutely, and I know you were involved somewhat with that as well. But you know, it's sort of a new approach. There are a lot of students in high school that really don't have a direction, maybe have not done that well. And what we did is take about 25 of those students and bring them. We're on a 4-day work week, so Friday was a free day.
Oh, okay.
They brought the high school students to the academy on Friday and did all the training classes leading up for them to take the certifications. And they were treated just like anyone who would be in the academy. They had attendance, they had to be there, be on time, you know, dress appropriately, you know, wear their lights, do whatever it was they had to do. And at the end of the training, they really couldn't take the test till they were 18 years old. I believe that was part
I
of
think
it.
so.
Yeah. So when they turned, but they did give them the test, and all of them passed.
Wow.
So, you know, that was great. And I think we're planning on doing that. They may have had another class this spring.
So, so the goal, they come out of high school and they're prepared.
And they're prepared. They have those 2 certifications ready to go, which is great. And they know they have some direction, and they know what it requires to go into the industry. And you know, that's a
See, I
plus
think
right
that,
there.
I think that is just such a picture perfect example
It is.
of how the vocational training at the high school level is supposed to be designed, and
Right.
then the regional you know, community college.
Right. And that's the way it should be in education. We should not be duplicating, and we should be putting people in pathways and getting them out and getting them a job.
And where there's a job
Where
in that
there is
area
a job in
waiting
the
for 'em.
region for them.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's what community colleges do. We really base our programs on what the need is in the area. And mining, of course, is huge. Health programs and education, criminal justice, business, all of those kind of things are what we specialize in at our community
I
college.
know the nursing program's been a big part of the curriculum
gosh,
at
yeah.
Southern.
Yeah.
It seems like that's been just extraordinarily successful.
It is. We probably have about nine health programs, and we have exceptional licensure examination passage rates. And the nursing program has consistently through the years had excellent passage rates. And the hospitals will tell you they'll come down and they'll have jobs before they graduate. All they have to do is pass the licensure exam.
I know when you look at the want ads here the last a few years, it's one page is all the mining jobs, the other page is all the healthcare,
All the healthcare jobs.
all the nurse shortages
Absolutely.
that exist.
Yeah, and there are jobs for people, and there are jobs in West Virginia for people. There are truck driving jobs, there's mining jobs, and you know, they're different than they were 50 years ago. It's not pick and shovel, it's technology. And that's what mining is. It's technology, you know, and so, you know, I think people's perceptions and pictures of what those jobs are today are different.
Without question, the needs and the preparation
Absolutely
are
are
different.
different.
I know, and we have about a minute or so left.
gosh, is
it's-
that all?
That's all. That's all. We can continue. As I said, I have a relatively light schedule. You don't, but I do. But I know education reform was a centerpiece
Yes.
of the governor's agenda in the most recent legislative session. I know we were very successful in reforming our education system.
Yes.
And I know you played a big role in that. And everyone on the outside seems to be optimistic that there's going to be some real changes. And so I think the expectation has been elevated here a little bit as well.
I think so, and I think everybody had that expectation. It was a matter of getting that first piece of legislation through. And over a course of years and time, we're going to have to continue to tweak. But, you know, here we go back to West Virginia First. And, you know, our numbers have not been good over the years. We've got to get people in a pathway to a